All right, here's just a quick video about looking through ASULearn. So this is in my student view here. So this should be basically what you're seeing. We've got a number of items here with the intro materials, and if I scroll down, there's nothing else. However, as we go through, we're going to have 4 units in the course. So Unit 1 will be the next thing to show up, all the way down through Unit 4 at the end. And that material will stay up throughout the course in case we need to reference back to anything. So we have the email announcements archive. If I click on this right now, I don't think there'll be anything in there, but this will be oftentimes where I post announcements. It says email announcement because these get sent to you as an email, but they also stay in here as announcements. So in particular, one thing to note, occasionally if I attach something or try to include a visual or a video, it doesn't come through an email. I have no idea why that is the case, but it will show up in these announcements. All right, the next thing is Launchpad. Launchpad is where we do our homework and where you can find the ebook. So in addition to the videos that I will post for you to watch, it is a good idea from time to time to reference that ebook for the sections that I use. There is some stuff that is not in our ebook, in which case I try to provide plenty of information in the videos. The homework will have about one of those a week. Our very first week we will not have one, but then after that we will have a total, I believe, of about 12 homework assignments. So those are due every Friday at midnight, and those comprise, I believe, 25% of the grade. Then you've got a little Instructor Info tab. So if you click on that, you're going to find some info about me. I give you a quick intro video, just a little background information on myself. That's, whatever, nobody cares about that. But I mentioned a couple things about the course. So you will probably want to watch that video. It's like 2.5 minutes. It's very short. Anyway, there's my major info. The contact, of course, the email is probably the biggest thing. All right, then we have the syllabus. You'll notice this little PDF icon. If you click on that, it'll open up in a new tab. You'll have all the information that you want to know. We're not going to spend a ton of time on this. It's not very long anyway, but we're not going to spend a ton of time on this on day one, but I will highlight a couple of things in there. But it's a good idea to take a look at that because that syllabus, questions about that will be on our first quick check, which I'll explain what that is in just a moment. All right, our class meets 2 days a week, and we have 2 sections merged into this course. So in general, all the info is the same for you, but our meeting times are a little bit different. So if you're in section 112, we meet at 10 a.m., 10 to 10:50 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if you're in section 113, we meet at 1 p.m., 1 to 1:50 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the pacing should look the same. I even have a little pacing guide for us. So if you click on here, it tells you what unit we're in by name, not necessarily by number. So unit 1 is probability, unit 2 is stats, then personal finance, and then finally number theory and discrete math. So I mentioned some of the videos that are going on in there. This may update from time to time as you're going through, but in general, we have videos and quick checks are due Mondays and Wednesdays to get ready for our class meetings Tuesdays and Thursdays. It is set up this way to remind you, we are a 4-credit class, but we meet 2 hours a week. That means that about half of the work that would normally be done in class is expected of you outside of class. So that's why we have the videos and the quick checks, which are sort of like quizzes, but they should be pretty straightforward if you have watched the videos and taken some notes along the way. And then Fridays, that's when we have our homeworks due, and when we have projects, those will be due on Fridays as well. We have 1 project for every unit. And for the 4th unit, it gets wrapped together as a final project. Don't mind these little highlights. These are just for me, some changes I needed to make in the course. And of course, those are way later, so you don't really have to worry about that at all. Anyway, the pacing guide is there. If I need to make changes, if something happens, if a day gets canceled or something needs to get moved, you will see it reflected in that pacing guide. Otherwise, I'm going to try to keep on schedule with that. Okay. I should also mention, so we're meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays over Zoom. You have to sign up for Zoom, ideally with your App State email, but it doesn't really matter if you don't do that. But you must be signed in in order for this link to work for you. So if it's not working, it's because you're not signed in to Zoom. So make sure you create a free account if you don't have one already, sign in before class. That helps me put you into groups and keep things organized. All right, and then we've got this little intro to the course, and this is how a lot of the course is set up. Here's the topic, and then here's the quick check, and if we have an activity that day, it'll show up, kind of like this, the 113 activity. So intro to the course, we click there, and go, hey, what's going on here? And I mentioned a couple things you need. For example, that Zoom account, and I linked that here. I also mentioned Launchpad, which is where the homework and the ebook are. Make sure that you can access that. And then we are using Excel a lot in this course. We're going to use it for pretty much all of our calculations, making histograms, all kinds of fun stuff. So you need to be able to access your Microsoft Excel account, really your Microsoft Office account, and this kind of tells you how to do that. You can, for some things, use Google Sheets. However, not all the functionalities are going to be the same. And I will send you templates for some things. Those are going to be in Excel. So it is up to you if you're going to use Sheets to translate those things. But in general, it's probably easiest just to use Excel since that's what I'll be using. All right. And so this tells you basically what to do before our first class meeting. So hopefully, you read through that and do all that good stuff. And then I will mention again what the quick check is because that's the next item that we're looking at. So, okay. So once you do everything in the little intro to course, go to the quick check. The quick check is going to remind me, hey, you probably want to have the syllabus open. So have it open in this other tab so that you can go through and reference anything that I might have asked you here. And it's going to say attempt quiz now, and you have 2 attempts. So I'm going to take your highest grade. So if you don't get it right, don't get everything right the first time, then you can try it again. So the quiz, this one is not tricky at all. There's just 3 questions. And honestly, one of them is just saying that you are agreeing to the syllabus policies, basically that you understand. So if there's ever any questions about, did I know that this was a policy in the course? We have the proof here that yes, you did. Okay, so that's the quick check. They're usually just, again, anywhere from 1 to 5 very straightforward questions based off of the material we cover. In this case, it's just the syllabus because it's the intro to the course. So that's our very first class day is we're going to talk about some of the elements here in the course. The first day of material is really the second day of class. So before then, you'll want to do this intro to Excel. Notice there are some videos here. I should point out, so if you click play, you can, in the bottom right here, you can expand this, make it full screen, because otherwise this gets very small sometimes. The other part is some of the videos are videos I've brought in from other folks because there is a lot of good material on Excel with better technology than what I have. And then other stuff is stuff I've made that sort of caters to what we're doing in the course specifically that day or that week or on the project. So you'll see a mix of videos. Most of these videos are not terribly long. The other thing too, you can always click on settings. If you're somebody like me, I prefer to listen to things on 1.5 times speed. So you can change it to 1.5 times speed if you want, and yeah, do that as you need. But you are definitely expected to have a pretty good grasp on these things. Remember, these videos are taking the place of a class day, essentially, right? We meet twice instead of 4 times. So anyway, so that's in the intro to Excel that was here. The next item, which I keep using the back button, but of course I could look at the bottom here and just go to the next thing, which is the quick check. So you can attempt this. Again, you get 2 attempts for all quick checks. The highest grade is accepted. And then the 113 activity, this will not generally show up until class time. So if you're not seeing this, that is totally acceptable, totally fine. It will show up when class starts, and it will close out roughly when class ends. So basically, this is activities you do while you're in class. So if you are not in class, you don't get credit for those. The good news is, on the syllabus here, quick checks and participation, meaning those in-class activities, and homework assignments, each of those say your lowest 2 scores will be dropped. Your lowest 2 scores will be dropped. Your lowest 2 scores will be dropped. This is the only form of extra credit, though. So end of the semester, there is no, hey, I really need to make up some points. No, this is basically it. I'm going to drop some low scores, keep everybody, kind of give everybody a little bit of grace, but otherwise I really expect you to kind of keep on top of things. That's why the pacing guide is here. That's why hopefully the course is structured really nicely and pretty straightforward. So if you have questions along the way, please, please, please reach out to me. I am here for you. I want to make sure that this is an interesting course, hopefully a little bit of fun. I know that math isn't always everybody's favorite, but hopefully it's a little bit more interesting than your standard math course. We cover some cool topics. And right, because we only meet 2 days a week, it can feel like you're a little bit on an island. Please remember, I am here for you, and there's also tutoring available on campus. They will be able to help you with the math. I don't know how much they'll be able to help you with Excel, but I am always happy to make more videos or have a Zoom call with you or do whatever to help you out.